yours, which I think will work. Let me know when we're live.
I think we're live.
All right. So
Yeah.
I just want to start it right away without even starting. Like, you know, they do that.
Yeah.
Like you're just talking. So what are you eating?
I
Oh, dude, that looks so good. I just took
strawberry bar.
dude, Priscilla came over. Do you know Priscilla Diaz?
No. Oh yeah. Okay, now I do.
So we're gonna brand her. She was at the Miliari group a long time ago. She's doing some Forex thing. I'm about to get on a call. And dude, you know how remember when Mario pitched me Prime America?
Yeah.
And I repitched. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I know it was definitely not my proudest moment, but it was definitely memorable. It was two egos fighting at each other. No?
Yeah. I mean,
Which, by the way, we're going to talk about Andrew Tate, Jake Paul, UFC fights in 20 minutes, or not even. We have 9 minutes. Because
no, we got 19 minutes.
This is the first Jeff and Josh show we've done since you had a baby. So congratulations for anybody who doesn't know. By the way, people, I know sometimes we get views, by the way, guys. If you're clicking this now, like, subscribe, and share. We're live. Talks about reality board. I'm going to show. Did you see the video with me and Jessenia doing my reality board?
I clicked on it
Yeah.
while it was happening, but there's my life's so crazy right now.
Well, that's cool that you clicked on it by it's happening, because live videos sometimes just show up. That's why life is live, man. I was just at Epic Growth Con. Dude, it was epic. Everybody referred to me like the guy who I'm literally like Gary V, where like nobody knows what I do, but they always know that everybody wants to be around me, you know?
Yeah.
And that's branding. That's personal branding. Like, dude, I have so many messages I can't get to. I just went over our call today, and I'm not saying this like it's overwhelming. So all systems, and thanks to Pastor and David and the systems we're building out, and we're gonna have an onboarding video. So I'm doing a presentation tomorrow at 11. So I don't have to show them the testimonies. They're going to see that before. So that's what I'm building out right now. We're doing business funding credit. And I might move to Colombia.
What?
Right? So we'll talk about that the next episode. Maybe we'll do the next episode from Colombia. So what's going on here? You had a baby. What happened since the last time we did a show? Do you remember the last show we did?
I don't remember the last time we did a
show. That's why I said, I didn't know it's 20 minutes. Let's just do it. By the way, Arturo Confidential, I do not do his content. Okay. So you can follow him. By the way, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to get the 10K Twitter people. I'm blue checked on Twitter. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it now.
I've been tweeting up a storm. Oh, dude, Elon Musk like so much stuff has happened since we've not had it here, right?
I know.
And you had a baby. Part of life. Which Elon Musk believes you should bring people in the world. So what's the biggest thing to talk about? And then Andrew Tate's gonna fight Jake Paul possibly. Did you see the latest thing? You want some smoke? And Jake Paul said, I want all the smoke.
I don't see all that, but I don't think they're fighting.
No, well, yeah, because here's the thing. I like Jake Paul. I went from calling out Jake Paul. Jake Paul knocked me out. I got my boxing match. Isn't that crazy? I get everything else I say I want to do. And I literally put a thing, knocked me out. And I'm so important of like the words you put out. My biggest fear in my first boxing match, which by the way, at Epic Growth Con, everybody's like, yo, we bought your match. We get to watch it. I was like, nobody's seeing that tape, man. Like until I do another boxing match, then I'll release it. You know?
Right. So
but if they bought it, that you guys can hit EFC Boxing on Instagram, go check them out, and that really can happen for you.
So where do you think Jake Paul goes from here?
What do you mean? I almost want to share a screen and get into like some headlines with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, we can. We got 16 minutes left. I don't know why.
Okay, well, I have Alejandra trying to get me into a Forex network marketing thing. By the way, follow me. I'm following Zero. How am I following Zero on here? I never want to be that guy. Dude, I haven't updated this at all. Oh, we're live right here.
Yes.
That's cool. All right. So, it's pretty. So let's go to Google, or should we go DuckDuckGo? By the way, did you see? Let's go over the tweets with Lex. We'll do that next time. We'll go over tweets with Lex and my boy John. I'm on this computer because John Ledger got me this computer, and then he's coming out my boy Elon. I shouldn't say my boy, but listen, 3 people. And I said this before. I never that have inspired me. Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, Elon Musk. Everything I want to do with Kokomo Jays, I was telling you.
Wait, Joe Rogan? When did Joe Rogan come into your inspired thing?
Oh, and like the whole podcast niche, you know?
Oh, okay. Because usually you say like there's my four people that inspire me.
So I had the four. Who's your four Mount Rushmore of most influential people?
Number one, probably Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Number two, probably David Burns. Three, John Maxwell, and then four, probably. I don't know. I have to think about the fourth one.
Yeah.
Maybe PBD. Maybe PBD.
Yeah. Right. Well, so here's the thing. So it used to be, to me, you know what it used to be, right?
Yeah, Tim Tebow, Conor McGregor, everybody who like was.
I'll order my future client here on Uber. All right, there you go. So just to confirm.
All right. So do you know, I asked the question here and you like turned it in a different direction. I said, where do you think Jake Paul goes from here?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Like, I think he keeps fighting. I think he winds up getting a fight with Canelo.
Yeah. What do you think he does? So this is the part where I think Jake Paul's at. And this is what I wanted to say to you. I think he's legitimized himself as he's serious and he's got skills, right? I think at this point, if he fights another MMA guy or an old guy, it's going to significantly hurt him at this point.
I took a picture of this. Yes, he's going to keep getting the guy who's beating up on guys who he's basically taking a box that he's in boxing. He's fighting people out of it who have a bigger name. And it's credit to Dana White because boxers, dude, there's a lot of boxers out there. Nobody knows about them because they don't know. They're not running boxing like how Dana White's running UFC. So hijacking, I can see why Dana's like mad at him, kind of ticked off, right? Like, Jake, go fight in UFC then. If you're really gonna fight UFC fighters, fight in UFC under the thing. Because he built all these UFC fighters. And I don't know if he makes them brand like Michael Chandler or Juliana Pena or Dustin Poirier with them.
But they're like
brand.
people who fight in UFC. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. So my whole point here, let me show this. So this was his hit list. Did you see his hit list? This was a while ago. I took a screenshot of it.
So this is what I feel like, and this might be bad, but I think it's a good comparison. I can't see it.
All right, I'll share my list there. I'll read them to you.
Is this you? Oh no, Ben Askren, Nate Robinson, Tyron Woodley, Canelo, Nate Diaz, Kamaru Usman, Tommy Fury, Conor McGregor, KSI.
It went KSI, Giovanna Davis, Logan Paul, question mark. Next up.
Yeah. So
how many boxers are on that list? There's one, and it's Tommy Fury. Did you see Tommy Fury's fight?
No,
dude,
I haven't.
I'll fight Tommy Fury right now. Like, even with mine, dude, I'm not even joking. Like, dude, he looked like a model. Like, Jake Paul's right. Like, he does not look like a fighter, which I don't think Jake should fight him. I think if Jake fights Tommy Fury, who's the brother, it would just be, he wouldn't get any credit.
So this is the thing. I think Jake has been doing a good job at playing a different game in another game. And what I mean by that is, and I think this is why Jake didn't get a lot of credit, is imagine this. Everybody's playing the game in Monopoly, and Jake comes in, he starts playing the game of Sorry, right?
Right, dude, we got it. Stephen A. Did you see that? Stephen A. did it and broke it down. He said, Jake, he said, you got to stop fighting boxers. Then Jake does the Floyd Mayweather thing, which makes people hate him and love him. I'm calling out Canelo, right? Because he has the name. And he's like, dude, you can't do that. Like, you're not on that. He's like, you say that, and they went back and forth. And he said, listen, Jake. And he said exactly what he said. You're going to do yourself a discredit if you keep calling yourself a boxer and fight UFC fighters. You want to sell UFC fighters? Go to UFC. That's what Stephen said. And that's kind of, and you're 100% right. So but I think where he's at by YouTube influencer who talks a lot of trash, who gets a lot of marketing, is a good marketing genius, to fight Nate Diaz, not Nate Diaz, sorry. Andrew Tate, that makes sense. That's like a fight that everyone's like, okay, that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, it does. Because, well, here's the thing. They're both not fighters. I mean, Andrew Tate hasn't fought in years. Again, another thing. Yeah, Andrew Tate runs into Jake Paul. Apparently, they're pretty friendly.
Yeah, I think they both like each other and have respect.
I think because they both have the same type of attitude. You know what I
Right,
mean?
they do. He said all the
That's
time.
why Andrew Tate said, I have no problem with Jake. I have a problem with Logan.
Right, which listen, I understand. And here's the thing. Logan Paul is like slowly like just like how Joe Rogan did, okay? And he's slowly starting to be aware and wake up to like what's going on. And he's more having to stand.
What do you mean by just how Joe Rogan did?
So Joe Rogan by the time, or even Elon Musk, like maybe Joe Rogan's always been consistent, okay? But recently, dude, the whole COVID thing, man, it made everybody be like, this is
Yeah,
BS.
so Joe Rogan, when he
Except
first
for probably Logan, you know, Logan was probably like, you know,
yeah,
Kendrick.
so when Joe Rogan first did his show, he was doing like they were smoking weed, they were talking about conspiracy theories, they were
Right.
doing everything, right? Not mainstream stuff. So Joe Rogan's always been that type of guy, like, hey,
Right.
or whatever it is. He just built himself with being
Did
very
you have
like
Alex Jones on before he was banned or after?
who?
Alex
Who's-
Jones, Joe Rogan.
Alex Jones being banned. He had him on, I think, after his banned.
So do you think he'll have Andrew Tate on?
I think he will. I think Andrew Tate's because Joe Rogan's got respect for him. And I think Joe Rogan would be able to have a really Joe Rogan has something that a lot of people don't have as a pot. He's a regular guy, but people have tremendous amount of respect for him, you know? And I think Andrew Tate guard, which Andrew Tate has, would be like kind of he'd be able to like calm down.
Well, the people he respects, he lowers his guard on. The people he doesn't, he has it all.
Right. So there's so do you know who Tom
Patrick David's interview where he kind of like lowers his guard and just starts talking freely, you know?
Right, and he does it like
By the way, Arturo has the same gifts that Andrew Tate has. I was watching Charisma on a can. Sorry, did I cut you off? I apologize.
numerous times during this.
All right, well, dude, I watched freaking Pierce Morgan cut people off more than anybody, and it made me be like, Arturo just texted me. It made people be like, I don't want to he just texted me, Tanner Childress, building a podcast setup, taking my talks to the next level.
Please don't ask me if I know who Tanner Childress is.
No, it's okay. I always ask you that. He's a good dude. He hired Gentry, his brother, to do all his back end marketing stuff. And they're using it to go high level, which I use Progretta. By the way, today's episode is brought to you by Progretta. Go to useprogretta.com/CLC. That means changing that consulting. Useprogretta.com/CLC, and you will get a first funnel totally on me for the first of 3 people. All right, go ahead.
I don't know what we're saying. We were talking about something. Yeah, so I don't know. I think Andrew Tate will be on Joe Rogan. Did you see him on Piers Morgan his first and second time?
I saw the first and the second, and I saw how, dude, here's the thing. This is the problem I have with Pierce, okay? What
Morgan?
Yeah. Dude, he's cloud chasing just like the rest of them. Like, I guess here's the thing. If I was truly cloud chasing, I would go in and change the title. It says the reality board. It's the same one I did with Jessenia. So who cares if everybody's watching this, okay? If I was, I would look up that Andrew Tate, because dude, by the way, Andrew Tate, credit to the guy, man, marketing genius. I still think he's a tool and comes off like kind of a jerk 100%, right? I really do, okay? But it's the exterior, but I understand why, okay? And he's nowhere near bad as the guy, I don't even want to give the guy, but JT Fox, he's nowhere near bad as that guy. He doesn't tear people down, and it's not evil. You know what I mean? I don't think it's evil. Like, that dude was evil, you know, he got to evil. But that guy was hurting too. Like, everybody's hurting, dude. And you taught me this, dude, you know?
Yeah. So do you know who Tom Segura is?
Oh, I don't.
He's a comedian, and he does Sober October with Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan does Sober October.
I keep seeing some same comedian show up on my reels.
Tom Segura, yeah. Click on that actually. So this podcast, by the way, see the clip is.
I did already watch some of it.
Whatever.
Have you met a woman yet that you
I
go?
did watch some of this.
I mean,
Mrs.
that's all I fucking do. We talking about.
Wow.
Bump, bump,
Wow.
bump. You got a sister, bitch. Bump.
All right.
So you watch this one, okay? Because
That-
he's very, very relaxed.
Wow.
Andrew Tate is.
Does he get him in trouble?
See, and he's laughing the whole entire time. He's laughing because he's like, he's
think I'm
pushing
playing
buttons.
games?
Do you ever worry that a woman
Wow.
just is with you for the wrong reasons, and therefore
Yeah.
do you ever hide how successful you are? You know what I mean? Like
This is what I do. But this is a great question, because right now, dude, I feel like every woman, and I mean this in the most possible way, wants to be with me because of my brand and not me, you know?
Okay, so click play.
what happens
So this would
when
be a good
like
cut.
Lambo's in the garage. and-
That's a good question, and I think you have to look at it under a different frame.
okay.
If she's only with me because I am tall, strong, rich, and successful, and
Mhm.
smart, and interesting, and charismatic, and humble.
Only.
And funny.
And humble. He reminds me of you,
Only
dude.
with me for those things.
You're the
and I'm
old
only
me.
with her because she's beautiful and shut the fuck up.
I was not this bad.
Truth.
You.
So who cares?
Right.
Right. So I'm not going to be gold dug. I'm not an idiot. Like I'm not. No girl's gonna come to me and say, "Give me
Did you
money."
know what his answer was?
Well, yeah, I missed it, sorry.
If a girl's gonna
But
be
I
with me
think
because
that-
I'm all these different things, to be honest, I'm only with her because she's beautiful. So we're the same amount of shallow.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's true, right?
And then he said, and then that's when he says, I'm not going to be gold up, meaning you can't take advantage of me. And then he says, if I want to give a girl a gift, I'll give a girl a gift. But that's because I made the conscious decision to make her a gift. I don't need to give her something in order to make her feel something, right?
Yeah, I know.
Something I think you and I always have the common belief of anyway. I mean, I think a lot of this is like, once you get,
It's kind of hard to define, right? Some
The way he talks extremely entertaining. Dude, he
Yeah,
reminds me
I mean,
of
he
a
does.
turtle.
so
He comes
the-
off. So let me show you
the
this.
first like 5-10 minutes of this, they tell him you should be a comedian, and he starts laughing. He just has he has fun with this, right? I didn't watch the whole interview of this, but
That's very similar how it is. Did you see this image that I sent? Let's see.
yeah, the disc desk.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's a high D, right? So I always thought someone told me it was a high D, so I said it. But if we look at this, by the way, this is what like.
No, you're I.
Oh, I'm totally an I. You know, I'm a
But
high.
here's the thing. Whenever I see any of these, you know what my first initial question is?
What?
What isn't true about this?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because there's some things like, where would you put me on these?
I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't really kind of think about it. Because you're talkative, you're animated, you're easygoing, you're open and friendly. I think you're more organized though, right?
I would agree. Yeah, I like to be at least.
Short attention span. You have a longer attention span, collaborative decision maker. I think you do that. You're very positive. So I think you're kind of mostly an I. Aggressive, blunt. You can be blunt.
I can, yeah.
And more so than me. Do you agree with that?
No,
If
you're
I'm
way
blunt-
more blunt than I am.
see but that's blunt.
Well, you asked.
Okay. But see, that's what I mean. So I'm blunt for attention though, the same way Andrew Tate is. And I used to be more D. I used to be very aggressive. I still have a little bit blunt, results oriented. I think we're both results oriented, are we not?
That's what I mean. Like, I'm results oriented. I could be being told I'm doing a good job, and I love being told I'm doing a good job. But if I don't get a result, I get pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I get easily irritated. You've seen it. People that are like poor minded or anything, I don't like being around them, or not growth minded, you know?
Yep.
Demanding. I used to be that. I worked on that better because I used to be very demanding of like my past VAs and be like, you guys got to do this, right? And I really,
Right.
leadership is empathy and really just caring, you know? Competitive, definitely am competitive. I that's why I want to become president. And there's part of me like, hey, can I really do it? You know? I'm actually gonna now tell I'm literally gonna do this. Like, here's the thing. there's no, if I have any shot to win, I might as well start talking about it now, at one point from now till 76 years old. Okay. And what I'm going to do is each time dude, I started reading the Wall Street Journal. Thank you, Patrick and David. I saw everything that happened with FTX and everything's going down. The Dow Jones was up
You
today.
see, by the way, that he lost whatever, it's $100 billion. And he donated 100 million, I think it was, to the DNC.
Who did?
The guy, the chairman, the CEO.
Yeah.
So for some reason, he took all that money and he gave $100 million of it to the Democratic National
Which
Committee.
makes me think, and listen, not that they're saying all Democrats are bad. Okay. I don't think all are bad.
No, I don't think all are bad either.
But I do think, like, at the end of the time, like, I think Nancy's awesome, but I think at all time, like, truth stands the test of time. It kind of weeds everybody out all the time. You know what I mean? And like, you got to believe that, like, at the end of the day, some people call it karma. I believe, like, whatever you do, if it's not something enacting, it's going to come back, even me, myself included. Part of the ways I've treated some bad relationships back in the day, or just certain things, makes me always probably fear of going in a relationship. Like, man, will I get that back to me? Maybe that's why I was seeking, bad women. You know what I mean? So, because I wasn't proud of who I was, so I think everybody,
Yeah.
I think that's normal for everybody, and which is weird. I wonder a mindset, and you're more of a mindset psychology guy, where that comes from, where we think, oh, because we did this, we deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But yeah,
a healthy baby boy, but a lot of people when they have babies think, and I remember Jay saying it the first time of, like, why do I have a perfect healthy baby, but this person does? I've done all this bad stuff in my life. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, and I think it goes back, and here's the thing. I think everybody has these thoughts at sometimes, but it goes back to the Bible and, like, the God taking away one of the kids, David's firstborn,
Yeah, I think just psychologically, if we're healthy, we feel an immense of guilt for doing things that we're not supposed to do. And it's weird because it's hard for us to admit that the world is linear, or the world doesn't care, right? Like, I could literally go out, and this is messed up, but I could go out and kill somebody and the world would still turn, right? There's weird facts about life that are very unsettling. I would never do that, but I'm just saying there's unsettling things. Life goes on even though we choose to do certain things. It's like what's his name says, Earl Nightingale, the earth doesn't care what seed you plant. It just gives whatever you planted, right? So I mean, it is what it is.
So what do you think you are, by the way, before we get off this?
Yeah. So and I gotta go, but
we'll go.
I read this and I looked at it and I thought to myself, the first like 4 under S or 5 underneath S, I was like, yeah, that's me. And then like the last 2, I was like, that is not me. Right. So easygoing, careful listener, thoughtful, someone who asks questions, resistant to change. I love change.
Right.
Now, resistant to risk. I am not risk averse, but I'm facts oriented and an analyst when it comes to risk. Right. So under C, right. I understand, hey, man, that's, you got to get the facts. You got to analyze the reason why we're going to go take this risk. Let's do it. But what are the facts about it? So that's why it's like, I think a lot of this is for people who possibly might not be self-aware. If you're self-aware, you understand where you're at and what your negatives are, and you constantly try to work at them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. These are all the videos I sent. Dude, crazy Ty. I told you the Ty story. We'll tell that later on. Ty's gonna come into the studio. Oh, this kid was cool, dude.
I'll send him coming for $1,000,000 training.
Dude, that kid was cool. It was all like Patrick and David principles. I want to go to one last thing before we get out of here. By the way, I kind of like, instead of doing the show, just talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I feel like it just goes like, but it's hard for me to start that way,
yeah. I mean, after you do it after a while.
Yeah, it'll be natural. But I was reading about podcasts and how they do well, and they do well with no intros.
Oh,
and-
Logan does it, and then I'll be like, "Are we still? Are we live?"
We're live. Look at Lex Friedman, our boy Lex. In 2023, my goal is to do more building than talking. I feel that I failed at this. I'll still do a podcast, but I
I
want
can hear it in the way he says it. I feel that I failed at this.
Well, it's funny because I feel like I've done more building and less talking, and now I want to talk about what I've built, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, did you see that video I sent where Lex, the guys like says like, "Oh, all the Joe Rogan guys."
Oh, I
And Lex,
watched that. Yeah,
easy
Lex
now.
broke him down. He says, easy now. And then the guy says, I'm sorry. You should be sorry. Did you see that?
Yeah, and like Lex just like folds his arms like and just like starts grilling him. I love it. It was so cool to watch, you know?
Who's the right person to speak about the challenges Brazil is facing? I said, dude, Brazil's going through something, dude. We're totally in that times, man. For my birthday today, can you really reply with a great link to a GoFundMe that's personally important to you? Right, the why. Oh, well.
It's a good idea. Right.
Oh, I have a GoFundMe that someone sent me. But I want to go personally. We should do one for Dad's house, dude. I'm tired of like just sending money and not doing it. I think I'm gonna start one. Like I don't even care. You know?
Yeah.
I'll talk to my VAs about it. Okay, Mr. Elon Musk, please take minutes to get acquainted with the situation in Brazil and the way freedom of expression has been carried. What's going on in Brazil, dude? It's on my list. How urgent is this? Wow, look at this. It's on my list to review. How urgent is this?
I know, right? Dude, the guy doesn't sleep.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of me, dude.
Yeah, I agree. You guys are very similar in that. I'm a power hutch and giving an interview in dark surrounded by candles. Right? You see that?
If we have another bull run, I'll post my.
Dude, I don't know what you follow on Twitter.
Yeah, did seem a little Dr. Evil, to be honest. Ha ha ha. So did you see I tweeted back what I tweeted back to John Legere? How do you find those, by the way? John Ledger?
They just came up right on my thing.
Oh yeah, so I follow those people there. I don't follow
I like because whatever Elon Musk replies to comes up in my feed. So when I saw John Legere, Elon Musk saying no, right? Which is one of the things that I think is an hysterical thing that you say to people when somebody makes a demand of you. You better do this, you better do that, you better do this. Just respond, no.
Dude, this guy, I think.
Dude, like Lex is a genius for figuring out that he should block that guy sooner.
Yeah, so listen, I still go on Clubhouse. That guy bought one of my Clubhouse books, but like I feel like he'll proofread it all the time. You remember him challenging me on interviews, right? Were you there for that?
Yeah, so he's very arrogant. He doesn't listen to anybody else.
Yeah, what billionaires do you listen to? I live next to a billionaire. Like, I don't care. By the way, newsflash, and it's not because, listen, I might be a billionaire, I might not. People, no matter what, Grant Cardone, okay, love my Mount Rushmore was Grant Cardone, Martin Luther King Jr., Conor McGregor, which has fallen from there, and Tim Tebow. Okay.
Kanye.
Yeah, no, now it might be actually. Like, listen, I mean, it's more so now, it's probably more Patrick.
You see Dave Chappelle hosted SNL, which SNL is garbage now, but Dave Chappelle came on, he did a monologue and he said, there's two words in the English language that Kanye spoke that somebody should never speak and put those two words together. And those two words together are the Jews. And he's like, just don't ever say it.
I'm tweeting right now. So I just tweeted what was on my mind. I'm tweeting more. So my goal is to get, by the way, follow me on Twitter, JJC Entrepreneur. Dude, should I change my Twitter name? feel like it's a long, like I should have made it just like Jeff J, like Gary V,
Yeah.
But once you become verified, you can't, they took away the verified badge thing now. Do you hear that?
I did. Yeah.
So dude, I'm so glad I got it, It's the only platform I'm verified on, and I'm very blessed. I did it at Coble, so they wouldn't. All right, so this is it of the show. You gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go give my boy a bat. So,
So I'm gonna go they're gonna try and pitch me to do a network marketing for Forex. And I'm just gonna, and then I have a call with June of Viral Alchemy. Dude, let me show you what June's built out. June's a licensee of Change That Consulting. Look at this. This is how amazing he is. And I'm gonna put it out here so people have trust to work with us as a business of if they need any short form video.
so, so I gotta go.
I just want to show you one thing really quick that June did.
So real quick, I want to let you know this, and it's not that big of a deal, but tomorrow, I'm bringing Colton down to Norwalk because he has to get small minor surgery, which is really not even that big of a deal, but he has what is most likely he has a lip tie. So there's things called tongue ties. You've heard tongue tie before, and then lip ties. Lip ties are like, that line you have right in your top of your lip.
Yeah.
If it pulls it closer to your gums,
Uh-huh.
it can cause a couple of things. It can cause you to have a gap in your teeth when you get older, but can also cause where if he's breastfeeding, he can't latch correctly, and he could hurt the mom, right? So Ashley's in pain right now. So we want to go take a look at it to make sure, like, it's been one of those things like they said right away, he could possibly just monitor it. But Ashley's been in pain. And so basically what they do is they just lift up his lip and they snip it. So, yeah.
Wow, that's I'll pray about that. That's crazy. Wow, what was I gonna go to? Oh, Trello. Yeah, well, I can show it to you later, actually. I just want to show it live. I'm very big. Oh, here it is right here. So this is it. Look at what he did. So this is copy this board, 10 golden rules. These are the lead opt-ins. Batch your content idea. See, so record. This is exactly how for people to do it. This is the referral partnership program. So June built all this.
I was gonna say he did all that. Wow.
Yeah, because
It reminds me of something that I might do. Like if you ask me to
Dude,
do it.
he's the perfect number 2 guy. CLC licensee. He closed 2 deals. I'm so proud of him. Closing deals with that. We're gonna be working together. It's really cool. It's really coming together,
It is.
And that Ali kid, the principal's kid, awesome kid. He has his own short form video editing company. We're gonna call on Friday. Like he's been crushing it. And dude, I said to him, yeah, I'm a little behind you because dude, I moved to Miami 3 weeks. I went full in on all this. And he's like, nah, man, you're right where you need to be. And it was just cool because this kid's making, probably $1 million a month, right? And I'm not there yet, right? We'll get there, but I'm not there yet. And but he built out this same exact system. His partner, like the same exact. So but it's cool, and then he picks the people he wants to work with, and he's going high-end boutique video editing. So, and he's a really cool kid. So he's been around with a lot of different people, kind of those flashy kids. And I told everybody they did the 12K offer that I thought about buying. I love Austin. I'm going to do stuff with them 100%. Love Tyler. Dude, everybody was vulnerably honest where they were at. Oh, and dude, the coolest part ever is Chauncey Way, because of Clubhouse, we connected. Remember I talked about Sunshine, Operation Sunshine?
Yes.
Right? So that was just Chauncey Way taught me. I went to a Clubhouse room about Chicago people getting murdered, and they were just talking about their friends getting murdered like it was no problem. Like, dude, I'm still outraged by it. Okay, this happens every day. We conquer all stuff on the wrong news. There's sex trafficking. It's all stupid, man. Like, I'm really like, this is what makes me want to run, because I think at president dude level, like I could do a lot more. Like there's a lot of rules that just need to be
Weird though, because like as soon as you start to talk about the sex trafficking, as soon as you start to talk about like the real violence, you get silenced.
Yeah, so let's talk about it, because it's evil, dude. And evil will suppress things. So listen, here's the thing. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I have you guys. I love you guys. my mentor called me and said, Jeff, do you want to really talk about running for president? You know, people are going to try and kill you. And I'm like, you know, what is that like people, I mean, you see what they're trying to do to Trump, right? And listen, does Trump bring a lot of stuff on himself? Yeah, I've been very critical of Trump since everything there, right? But fiscally and where it's at, and everybody knows this, well, we're kind of better under that, like everybody on any side like that, because he's a businessman. I'm a businessman. Granted, have I had the successes or failures of Trump? No, I'm at this point. But what I've really always been good about is bringing people together. And right now, where we're at as a country, everybody acts like it's so like they try and divide it. And I think by Elon buying Twitter was the best thing to open it up for free speech, you know, just to kind of keep it out there. So I'm going to talk about
according to the Democrats, and this is something we should talk about more later on, is they're saying by how the polls turned out during the midterms, because there's supposed to be a red wave and it really wasn't, right? The Republicans got the House, but they didn't get the Senate. They're saying that America made the choice that like woke is the way to go, and that's the new way to go, and everybody's making that choice, which I feel is not the case. But like the Democrats are saying, yeah, we've been vindicated, that we know that like we're right. Like people want to kill babies after 9 months. I know I disagree with that, so I'm framing it in that way. But like they want, you know, climate focus. They want, you know, basically all the woke culture, right?
Yeah, I get it. I think saying like they want this, like I think there's a lot of people who don't know what they want, okay, and they're just believing whatever they've been told. Like just like I grew up a Giants fan. This is what I always used to think, and we'll end on here. When I was like, we're just a Giants fan because we live there, but what if I don't like the quarterback, right? Like I'm gonna like a team for its players, and I think that's the same exact thing. The thing is, like the two-party system, dude, we need political reform. It's all stupid. It's not all on that. The whole he, she, thee, them thing needs to like go. Like it really does, man. At the end of the day, there's only a he and a thee. Like there's certain things, there's only like a he and a she, sorry. But like there's certain things that like are just like common sense, and it's just because of the education and putting it in, they're actually, you know, 100%. Right now, I think, and I got to be careful how I say this because we're live here, but which is crazy that I have to be careful that we say this because we're live. You know what I mean? Like I heard someone say it in one Alexis thing. So I'm just going to say it anyway. So there's definitely been a election fraud all throughout the years, okay? The fact that we can go and vote on American Idol and know the voter the next day, okay? But we can't do election fraud because we can't know an election. We can't vote on our phones with all the technology we have is only for one reason, and it's to rig elections to a certain way. And listen, I'm not going to say Republicans don't do it. I'm sure Republicans do it too. And listen, here's the thing. If a candidate I wanted to win won, it's very similar to like when they call past an parents' flag and I'm watching, I'm like, they shouldn't call that flag, but I'm glad they did, right?
Right, yeah.
That's going to happen, right? We're at a heart, we all have values and principles, but everybody at a sense is corrupt in their own way or biased, okay? There's just a bias that happens with communities, people looking out for each other, our bros, whatever it is, right? And that happens, and it all happens because of community. And that's why community is the strongest thing. And even the LGBTQ community is a great community because they care for each other. You know what I'm saying though? Even though, here's the thing.
I mean, they used to, now they're like, they turn on each other so much.
What I mean by that is, okay, and that is actually true. But
I don't mean they, but I just like, I've noticed
example,
that chemicals
example.
all just love, it doesn't need to be
my whole
held.
point is because we
humans.
get into these groups, Democrats, right? But they're all turning against each other anyway. But any of these things, Republicans, they're all turning against each other. We're at a breaking point, dude. We are. Everything's getting inflation. We're going into recession. We're going into depression. Like we are. You heard Robert Kiyosaki say it, right? There's gonna be, it's just boiling towards something, and the news is feeding the flames, like 100%. What can we put out? And then anytime you're trying to put something that everybody would agree, I think Democrat, unless you're evil, everybody would agree that sex trafficking is wrong. You shouldn't be selling kids for sex, right? I think like, and watch them ban this, right? Maybe we should start that all the time. People do, Tim Tebow does it. There's a sponsorship and GoFundMe's for that, but you'd think everybody agrees that, and that gets silent. We're going to talk about Hunter Biden's laptop, which doesn't do, by the way, doesn't even matter about it. Biden's already in. Like
I know. I'm like, yeah, his son's a scumbag.
Like that's a whole distract thing. Like, listen, dude, I feel bad for Joe Biden's son. I feel bad for Joe Biden. He's an old racist guy who's in the president who said the N-word way more than Trump, you know?
You know, and he has no idea what's going on, and it's sad. It's sad to watch him. I laugh,
and then that he's writing all these rules, and we're sending money to Ukraine, and You know, there, and I feel like even the rules we're doing, it's just, dude, that's why I want to be president. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I get it. Trust me, I get it.
and there was a guy on Clubhouse the other day, because I say this, and listen, I could always, I want to be. Do I think I'm ready? Do I think all that? No, but I think if I work towards it, I think I have a shot. I really do. I thought I had a shot to play football. Thought I had a shot in boxing. Did I get beat up in boxing? Yeah. Would I get beat up in polls? Yeah. But guess what? Then I could personally go run, totally get sandblasted, the whole thing, and be okay and still walk. I'm meant like that. You know what I mean? I have that
I
in me.
know. And if anything, I think it would help your brand instead of hurt it. More people know who you are.
I personally want to run against Trump. Like and I don't think I'll have enough to exit my business and do everything by then. But if you ask me who I'd like to run against in the primaries, it would 100% be Trump.
Why?
Because anytime in my career, wherever it's been, whether it's football, whether it's on Clubhouse, whenever someone has made fun of me and Trump is the guy who makes fun of people, I've always had a base rally against that. And it just works. And so I think that's what would work in a weird way.
Yeah, I think Trump would be smart enough to figure that out and not make fun of you.
Make fun of me. And dude, here's the thing. I wouldn't make fun of Trump. I really don't make fun of two people. If I do, I don't feel good about myself. You know, even like the stuff I said against Andrew Tate, and I got so worked up because I had to be right on a point. Then I watched a whole interview with him. Listen, does he say some stuff that's that? But he says it to be funny. That he says it just like someone at a poker game, like Dan would say, and we all laugh. The only difference is he's doing it on a whole. He's the most viral guy doing it. So you're gonna get some people mad, like 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, even if like Biden and Trump are the most hated, they're the most thing, and Andrew Tate. If I all of a sudden ran to number one, Arturo, which I think Arturo has a good shot. Okay. Oh, I have this call in 5 minutes. We're way past time anyway. Do you have to go pick a meeting?
Yeah, I can't believe she hasn't texted me yet.
All right.
I wonder if
I'm glad we got this show in, dude. I love doing the dialogue with you. I'd even go over. Did you watch any of my stories about the whole thing?
the EGC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watch them because I'm very curious to see what you
better if I explain them.
Correct.
You know why
I like I see these people and I have no idea who they are, right?
It's all the message from Damon John and him meeting Rocky, right?
Yeah, that is cool, right? Dude, that's another person who has like that immediate respect. Sylvester Stallone, right? Nate Diaz, what's his name?
Took a picture with him. Who would someone you would see like my boy Damon John now? Say my friend Damon John. I don't know if my friend, but like, dude, it was cool, man. Because I got in. So I'll tell this. This is a cool story. I'll leave on the story. Chauncey, I asked Chauncey if I could take a picture with him because Chauncey's Chauncey. Listen, not everybody's be perfect, but like I appreciate him opening my light to something. You know what I mean? So now I'm aware of it. And I did the video. It's on there. I think you see the one Chauncey. Chauncey's a tall guy. I didn't know he was tall either, right? And
I did. Yeah.
Damon, this is why I love people, dude. When they actually understand, like, to the respect. Damon John's on stage speaking. The whole thing's quiet. Everybody's listening to him. People are live. The whole deal. It's Damon John, right? Very small, intimate mastermind group, epic growth count. He also says, yeah, my man Chauncey over there. And I knew immediately it's Chauncey who knew Damon John, the whole deal. So I run over to him. I shake his hand because I didn't know if Damon John was just going to outskirt. These guys come in and come out, right? They're big time. I'm sure I'll figure out how that is one day. But I'm going to do it like Gary Vee. But anyway, so I go over to Chauncey. I go, hey, man, love to take a picture with you, right? And he's just someone I would. And he goes, yeah, not right now. He's on later. But the way he did it, instead it was all about me, and it was all about him. Like, I like that. Adam Weitzman did that with Dan Bilzerian when I was over there ringside, right? It's just cool. Like it's a class thing to do. So then because of that, he comes out and he's searching and he's looking for me, right? So he comes out, he finds me, and he goes, come with me. And I go, oh, we're gonna take a picture. So I go take a picture, and now I'm taking a picture with him. I do a story shout out about my run for president, the whole deal, right? And he like laughs, like, no, that's you, right? And he goes, no, you're gonna get a picture with Damon John. Now I had no business getting a picture with Damon John, but now his whole thing was, I'm gonna take you for this, which was just like another selfless act, which like, dude, I get emotional, and then I'm going back, and everybody's like, "Who's this guy, Jeff?" Right? So then, because then there's that, and there's a girl, Virginia, who knows branding. I tried to sell her. She does Louis Vuitton. She'd be proud of me for wearing a vest. Like they try and get Chauncey's number because they realize he's the number 2 guy, so they're trying to get to him. And I think he gave one of his numbers because he thought the girl was cute. I don't even know, but either way, I like Chauncey, right? Because I'm like, okay, because he stops giving the number, but he takes me in the room. Damon's not a big guy, right? Long story short, Damon's in there. And they go, he goes, oh, one more. And Damon, one thing I like about Damon John, he's so reserved. He's so like, like diplomatic, right? Almost to the point where it scares me. Like it puts me at like, I have so much energy. I don't want to like offset that,
Right. I'll be like, calm down.
Right. So I literally went in there and he said, oh, one more, we're taking a picture. And Chauncey's, yeah, you got to take it with this guy. Right. And then I don't know if I said it before or after. I said, yeah, future president of the United States. And Damon John, literally, and listen, I was saying that to get doubted by people. And then I go around all growth minded people and I pick a year when Joe Biden's president. And he goes, I don't doubt that. Or he said something like that, he's like, I believe, but he just said in such like a classy way. And I said, yeah, so then we take the picture. I said, what do you want to fold arms? You want to do this? Take the picture with him. And then he goes, good. And I think I shook his hand. I don't even know. But then I said, hey, Chauncey? I said, you bring Chauncey around? Chauncey follows me around, right? Kind of laughing. I said, well, Chauncey's the guy who opened my light to stuff, which is what made me want to run for president and make a change on that. And then Chauncey goes, all right, Jeff, get your energetic butt out of here, kind of like that. Because I started just going on, how I can go, right? And he knew that. And then Tyler and Austin are just like laughing, which by the way, the two guys, I'll tell you something about Tyler off there because I don't want to share his business on here, which I've gotten good at. Probably shouldn't say that about Chauncey, but Chauncey, he's a ladies' woman. But Austin, they just smiled and like laughed at me. And it was pretty it was pretty awesome. So that was just a cool moment. And then I comment, by the way, if anybody wants to know any branding, we have a branding course coming out, but one of the secrets is after you make a connection, the one thing that's dying is Instagram comments. Nobody comments on their stuff. So instead of DMing them and getting things, you comment on something genuinely in there. And you saw what I wrote, right?
Yeah.
He said, I appreciate you, my friend. Hope to see you soon or something like that, right?
Yeah. No, I was thinking about that. You should put that in a course.
Put it in a course. That's the course.
What else? There's so many things that you said. See, this is why I'm good at listening, because you said all those things. I didn't say a word, but I was like, I want to talk about that. But listen, I gotta go because I gotta go.
So what are we talking about next episode? So let's just do it whether it's in here. Elon Musk, Twitter.
Yeah. Elon Musk, and then where the market's headed. Oh, that's one of the things I was gonna say. One thing that I loved about PBD when he said, I don't know, guys, I might run for president. His reaction to you saying it was he played along with it. Wow, you guys heard it here.
Really?
I give my gift of
Smiling, laughing, right?
the belt. The belt.
Hey, here's a smile.
A bunch of UFC fighters on one of the best podcasts. Literally, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to change your mindset or life, you're not going to provide value like this guy's to me. You literally changed my life in so many ways, and now I go on and change others. Entrepreneurs are ones who can change the world. They made it for president. I made it for something crazy.
He said it, right? The way he goes, he said it, right? That's what you say to people you care about. Oh, he said it. Like, oh shit. Should he have not said that? It was a good reaction.
So and the reason what made me say that, dude, I was sitting at the first vault, best conference ever, the vault. You were there, right? Aren't you glad you went to that?
Yeah, I want to go next year.
All the events, and you've been to quite a few events that you've been to, you in the land and stuff. Was it not the most valuable event?
Yep.
It was, and dude, I'm gonna go again next year. I actually made a girl. I'll tease this next time on. I made it right down the vault. I tell people about it all the time. I didn't get paid to say it.
I told Ashley, I said, we got to go to the vault.
Dude, it's just good for family, core values. You see how I've built out everything. I'm doing the ITR, investment time return. Like, this is an investment of time. The return was amazing. I was with you. This is priceless. So where can people find more of you? Josh Lewis Growth. Are you selling any of your courses lately or no?
A new customer the other day. I was going to send it to you. Forgot about that.
Send it. Yeah, I gotta finish mine. So I gotta get back off, finish mine. Jeff's brand.
Dude, and I'm not even actively trying to sell it. You know what I mean?
I know, it's automation, which I love, dude. You're doing the emotion value set of call to action. The hooks are perfect on TikTok. Josh Lewis Growth on TikTok. What are you on Twitter too? Josh Lewis Growth, right?
Yeah, real quick story is somebody, a girl posted a comment on one of my videos, and she stitched it. And then I said, guys, this is how you deal with a toxic manager if you're an employee. And then she stopped me. She went, no, don't listen to anything he says. Just leave. Right. And then a bunch of her girl comments were like, oh my God, he's such a tool. Said some racist things, by the way. By the way, if you guys do watch this, you were racist. You said, he's white. What does he know? Right? That's racist. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not offended by it, but it is racist. So I responded to the girl and I said, you're absolutely right. If someone is treating you poorly, you should leave. And I said, your worth should never be delegitimized by anyone else. And I sent a heart, right? And then she liked it. And then one of her friends commented on, like, saw that I commented and then commented on the video and tried to tear me down. And then I responded to her again and said, you know, there's a lot of bad managers. That's why my channel exists. I'm trying to help people. And then I think she liked that too. The point is, like, these people were very hurt. And it's very interesting because in social media, people are not people. They're actual, what are they? They're robots. They're not human beings. But anyway, you gotta go. I gotta go. So yeah, it was very interesting, and I still made a sale. Still helping people out.
All right, cool. I gotta jump on another Zoom. All right, be great. What are we talking about next show? Nothing?
We just talked about it.
All right.
We'll talk about it.